Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of Introduction to Logical Arguments. In this second part, we're going to talk about the conditional. We're going to start by looking at the same sentence before. You see the picture here of all cats are animals, right? But we're going to use this other way to show a logical argument using symbols, and could be used in addition to or instead of Euler diagrams. So we had all cats are animals, Fluffy is a cat. And we're going to change this to an if-then statement. All cats are animals is the same as saying if it's a cat, then it's an animal. And we can use the conditional arrow to represent this. C for cat, A for animal means if it's a cat, then it's an animal. C means it's a cat, A means it's an animal. So, and you can kind of think of this arrow as meaning C then A, or cats, therefore it's an animal, or cats goes to animals. We use 3 dots to represent the word therefore in our argument, which is going to be a lot shorter than writing therefore all the time. So here goes. So this one's valid, and we're going to do this all 3 ways. All cats are animals. If it's a cat, then it's an animal is C, arrow A. Fluffy is a cat will do as it is a cat, so that it just matches this. So we can just use the letter C, not the letter F for Fluffy. No more naming the animal or naming the thing. We just say it is a cat. So then, do you remember the conclusion? Therefore, Fluffy is an animal. What are you going to put here? And what are you going to put here for the letter? So, see if you got it. Therefore, Fluffy is an animal. Therefore, it is an animal. No more Fluffy. And we just put 3 dots and an A. That means therefore, A. And that's a valid argument. And again, remember, we don't name the cat Fluffy anymore because we want these to match. So, if it is a cat, it is a cat, it is a cat, matches. It is an animal, it is an animal, they match. So that's just to make sure you have the idea of it. Now I'm going to ask you to try with the next one. This one is going to be a not valid or invalid argument. So all cats are animals, just as before, C, arrow A. And then do you remember Dan is an animal from the previous one? See, right now, if you can think, okay, how would I do Dan is an animal? Just with the letters I have here. So remember, you would say it is an animal, no more Dan. And we just use the letter A, which notice matches this letter A. It is an animal. And then the conclusion was, therefore, Dan is a cat. So right now, remember how you write therefore in symbols? And think about what you would put for your conclusion. Therefore, Dan is a cat. Therefore, it is a cat. And therefore means 3 dots and then C for cat. This argument is not valid or invalid. And I want you to look at the order here to see if you can see why. This one goes C, arrow A, therefore C. Let's go back to the valid one. The valid one went C, arrow A, C, notice it matches, therefore A. Once again to the invalid one, C, arrow A, look, it doesn't match. A, therefore C. The order is completely different, right? And you can tell from the picture as well that it is not true that Dan has to be a cat. Dan could be out here in that kinds of animals that are not cats, which is what makes this a not valid or invalid argument. So in a valid argument follows this correct order, A to B, A happens, therefore B. An invalid argument follows this order, A to B, but then, whoops, instead of A, we put B down, and then A is not the correct order. So a valid argument has the same order for this part as for this initial if-then statement. So the first thing's A, followed by B. then the first thing A happens, and therefore the second thing B must follow and must be true. Whereas over here, first thing's A, followed by B, but then the second thing B happens. That's not right. That's backwards. The second thing happening does not mean that the first thing is true. So I want to tell you that people do this all the time and think this is correct in real life, every day. Let me tell you why. So suppose a certain allergy medicine, if you take that pill, it makes you feel better. So if you have allergies and you take the pill, you feel better. I have allergies. I take the pill, I feel better. Then what happens? If I have allergies, it goes, if you take the pill, you'll feel better. So I take the pill and I feel better, and then I say, oh, I must have had allergies. That is so not true, right? This must drive doctors nuts. Doctor, I took that pill that's supposed to cure such and such, and I got better. I must have had such and such. That's not true. So I want you to think about sort of the harm that does in everyday life and in everyday reasoning. And now let's have you guys try one. So here's a couple of arguments. One of them is valid, I'm going to tell you right now, and one of them is not. I want you to try to write each one as an if-then statement, and then write the argument in symbols, and then check using the Euler diagram. Just remember, with the Euler diagram, you don't use the conclusion, right? With the Euler diagram, you make the diagram without the conclusion, and then you check to see if the conclusion fits. So please, you might not have paused the video before. Really, really, really pause it right now. Take a couple minutes, write these down with conditional arrows, back up the video, look at what I said, and try to get this on your own. And in a second, I'm going to move to the answer, but stop the video first. Okay, I hope you really did stop the video. Here goes. So the first one looks like this. If it's a dog, then it's friendly. D, arrow F. It's a dog. Therefore, it's friendly. D, therefore, F. So this one is valid. I don't know why I knocked out the conclusion there. This one is valid because it follows the correct order, right? First D happens, so therefore F is valid. Now how about this next one? Try this one out. So all dogs are friendly means if it's a dog, then it's friendly. Rex is friendly. It's friendly, so F for friendly. Therefore, it's a dog. This one is invalid. The order is not correct. And again, I don't know why I took out the concluding statements there. First one is valid. Second one is invalid. Now, without the concluding statements, try to draw the picture. So here goes the picture. So if it's a dog, then it's friendly. Dogs is inside friendly things. Bonzo is a dog. Bonzo is inside dogs. There is no other B, because B must be inside the dog circle, but for Rex is friendly, Rex must be inside the friendly circle, and the friendly circle has two pieces to it, here and here. So it is not guaranteed that Rex is a dog. Rex has two possible spots. One is a dog and one is not a dog. So I hope that helped, and that it makes sense to you. And if it didn't, you might watch the video again and try it again. And then the third video is on slightly different stuff. So please do make sure this makes sense to you before you go to the third video. See you in the third video.